Listen, Sonic Boom is a piece of shit. We all know this. I could probably go on forever on reasons why it sucks and fails, but I'm not gonna waste your time. Instead, I'm gonna pinpoint a couple things that it could have done better and things it already did well. But it's no easy task, so I've enlisted some help.
Hey there, Austin. It's alright, Austin. Let's share the pain. Sonic Boom on Wii U, you know, this thing.
For those who haven't played or even heard of Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric, it's a video game based off of a TV show of a licensed video game character. It's bad. It's supposed to be bad though. We all knew it was destined to become the pinnacle of badness for the newest generation of consoles, and it's fulfilled its destiny.
There's no Sonic cycle in place here either. It isn't even developed by Sonic Team. It's basically the same thing as Pac-Man The Ghostly Adventures, but worse. I have a curious feeling that this game was rushed in the same way that Sonic 06 was rushed. Both games are clearly unfinished in many areas, but have a lot of ideas and similarities between the two of them. Certain zones feel more vibrant and finished than others. Others have boost pads and bumpers that literally do nothing.
It's not as bad as Shadow the Hedgehog though.
Unfinished as Sonic Boom might be, I feel like it actually has a lot of cool ideas and concepts that it brought to the table.
Before we get started, listen, I'm not a Sonic fanboy. I mean, hell, I'm not even really that good at Sonic games. But aesthetically, Sonic Boom kinda nails it. Some might say that the tall Sonic crew looks goofy and stupid, but I kinda like it. The world is bright and colorful, and the new designs complement the scenery quite nicely.
Normally from a Sonic game, you would expect a hard rockin' soundtrack with cheesy vocals, but they opted for an orchestrated one this time around. At times it may sound out of place, but during certain tense moments, it's a perfect fit. It actually felt like I was playing a Saturday morning cartoon.
Actually, take a look at the characters themselves. The dialogue is simple, charming, and clearly written for its demographic, children. That being said, a couple moments in the game managed to get a smirk on my otherwise hatred-filled face. Character animations are smooth and expressive, and for once I don't hate Amy as a character. The point I'm making here is that everything in Sonic Boom is decent and or great, except the gameplay.
So we're going to discuss a couple of concepts that Sonic Boom attempted to bring forth, but in the end, failed miserably. But let's do it with a game of concept versus execution. For Sonic Boom, we're going to take the speed down a notch. Let's make it an action-adventure title, toss in a couple of cool puzzles, and occasionally have a speed section.
Playing as Sonic slowed down actually isn't so terrible. The combat ends up being similar to Arkham Asylum, and it actually works. The puzzles aren't even that bad, just kinda basic and generic. As a child, it may even provide a small bit of difficulty. The problem comes when you realize how much padding there ends up being. You fight so many waves of robots that even the characters start bitching about it.
I hope this is the last of them.
Some puzzles also overstay their welcome. Combine waves of combat with 10-second puzzles in between and you start to feel yourself aging slowly. Also, the speed sections are speed sections. You go fast at 30 frames a second or less.
Oh, let's also add gliding rails. Don't forget about the enter beam. Oh, we'll also include an open overworld.
Actually, the gliding rail segments can be very cool in a cinematic sense when they aren't chugging, especially in the earlier stages when the game feels a bit more complete. The inner beam is actually introduced into the game smoothly and feels in place. It's used many times in levels, be it for pulling an object, tossing an enemy, or pulling a boss down to your feet. The overworld is a neat idea, but feels incredibly empty due to the lack of characters in this game. Besides Team Sonic, you have Cliff, Quincy, it's pretty barren and feels like a lot of content was cut in order to meet deadlines.
You guys like Sonic, right? We'll put some 2D segments, you know?
You would think that they would toss in some good old-fashioned 2D areas for the sake of going fast and taking names, but no. Instead, you get barren puzzles with no enemies in sight. Each character has a special ability, such as Knuckles climbing, Amy triple jumping, and Sonic's spin dash. They're all used multiple times to get through the game's many puzzle segments. It's pretty neat, I guess, but it's video gaming 101, it's 2014, come on.
In Sonic Boom, you can assume the role of Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, or Amy. Each character has their own unique moveset that can be used in different situations. You can also switch with the press of a button.
Why would you ever even want to use anyone but Tails in this game? He has a long-ranged attack. He's objectively the best. But actually, I do love how easily I can switch between characters. In certain moments, you may need to switch characters to activate a button that only Knuckles or whoever can get to. With one simple press of the D-pad, you've gone and switched. It's easy as that. The party usually ends up being split into 2 groups, and there's always going to be a method of progression with whatever character you're controlling. Although I honestly feel like this was a missed opportunity to encourage cooperation between the 2 characters.
Speaking of cooperation, we also support 2-player co-op. Oh, and also a 4-player mode.
Literally no one will play this game with me ever. Thanks for putting it in though.
How about boss fights? You guys still like those, right?
Actually, the boss encounters in Sonic Boom are some of the best moments in the entire game. The combat system starts to make sense, and other elements are thrown into the mix to make the fights feel weighty. The battles against this giant worm, Dr. Eggman, and, spoilers, Shadow are easily the highlights of an otherwise big messy mess. We could do this forever, but I feel like you might be getting the point. Sonic Boom had so much potential. I think that's why everyone got hyped for it when it was announced. And it's hard not to be excited for a Sonic game, cause it's fucking Sonic.
But instead, we were given an unfinished and broken cash-in.
In the end, I don't think that Sonic Boom is the worst Sonic game ever made. It's certainly down there, don't get me wrong, but I'll have to give it a little slack for being an unfinished product. I can imagine that would have been a much more enjoyable experience had they not rushed it out the door.
Well, I'll see you another time.
I should watch the TV show. Hey everybody, what's up? I usually don't do these little on-camera in-card things, but you know what? I have something to tell you today. This was the first video of the 2014 Advent Calendar of December. Some of you guys might remember it last year. I did it in association with the Hidden Block forums and a bunch of my friends, and this year I decided to get a bunch of my peers and friends, people whose content I really enjoy, I'm really passionate about. And I'm gonna start a playlist that you can click like right here. You can do it like right here. And you can follow it daily for the next 25 days actually, because we have a little thing on the Christmas day as well. Basically, you're gonna get a really, in my opinion at least, high quality video from me and my friends for the next 25 days. Also, super big thanks to BalrogTheMaster. You can click right here to watch one of his thingies. His direct review on Final Fantasy Theatrhythm is good. Thanks a lot for helping me out. Check him out, he's a great guy. And yeah, Merry Christmas already, I guess? It's December 1st. Happy Kwanzaa. Let's do that. Bye.